My breathing is ragged and my body is sore. Leon is already channeling another attack. Good. Great. I don't know what's gotten into her, but I can't keep taking these hits. As she launches another attack, the anger bubbles inside of me and boils over. I throw out my hand and feel the anger shoot down my arm and out of my glowing manipulator in a gust of wind which knocks the blast away. Leona gasps and drops her attacks.
You did it!
Yeah, but I don't know how! I stare at my arm, too bewildered to even comprehend what's happening. Suddenly, Leona is laughing loudly. As things calm down, I notice the rest of the group is already here. They must have heard the commotion.
He casted?
Leona grins broadly.
He did! He finally cast!
Yeah, but I don't know how.
That's amazing!
Thank you. How? The wind magic. It came from me. The realization slowly dawns on me. I cast that. My eyes grow wide and I split into a huge grin. I don't know how I did what I did, but I did it. Yes, I can't believe I did it. But how? Leona's grinning from ear to ear. Even Zach cracks a small smile and nods. Amelia watches curiously.
I assume you used the technique which we had previously discussed.
Oh, let me guess. Wait, what? Leona looks sheepish and refuses to make eye contact. Okay, yeah. What technique? The high from my casting begins to wear off, and I remember the mix of anger and confusion I felt from the attacks. You mean you guys thought it'd be a good idea to randomly just start attacking me? Leona shakes her head, looking a mixture of worried and guilty. Amelia calmly responds.
Indeed.
I didn't expect her to so bluntly agree. Really? I expect that completely. Why? I mean, I kind of get it.
You were making no progress on your training, and I believed a new strategy was necessary.
Yep.
One such method is to utilize the ingrained need for survival.
Fight or flight.
When placed in high stress, dangerous situations, the human body will use all its resources to ensure survival.
Mm-hmm.
By putting you in such a situation, your response to protect yourself enabled you to tap into the manipulator and channel energy.
I consider what Amelia said. Everything happened so fast, but once I realized there's no way to talk my way out of Leona's attacks, I knew there was only one way out.
I'm really sorry. Amelia felt this was the best way for you to learn since you didn't seem to be getting it my way.
I mean, you did pretty well adapting to her strategy, so A+. She trails off.
I hope I wasn't too hard on you.
It was effective. Please be gentle. Please be gentle next time. It's okay, I get it. Yeah, no. Yeah, I do. Well, I'm not ideal. I can understand why she did what she did, and I won't blame her for it. After all, it did work. It's okay. I understand. You're just trying to help me. Leona nods.
Thanks for understanding. I'm really glad it worked. I would have felt even worse if it didn't.
Yeah. Huh. So, what now? Should I try it again?
Are you feeling up to it? If you need to take a break, we can do that.
I think I should be okay. As the words leave my mouth, my arm stings and I feel a wet spot on my elbow. When I look down, there's blood on my shirt. Leona gasps.
You're bleeding.
I twist my arm trying to see the damage. You don't say.
Hold on, I brought bandages.
Huh. It's really no big deal. She races back to camp and grabs a roll of gauze from her pack. When she returns, she kneels beside me and reaches my arm. I'll move my arm out of her grasp. I'm okay, really, that's just a scratch. Based on the level of bleeding, it tells more than a scratch. So can Leona. Then why are you resisting, you idiot? She shakes her head.
It's my fault you got hurt.
Not taking no for an answer, she grabs my arm and takes a look. This time I don't bother resisting. It would also be stupid to resist. Gently, she dabs the blood of the damp cloth, trying to wince from the sting.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be gentle.
Thanks, but it's fine. You're fine. Her hands are warm and delicate, and for a moment I forget what she's doing and can only feel her touch. Her gentle fingers deftly wrap the gauze around my arm. After she secures it, she lets her hands fall back into her lap. I feel a split second of disappointment as I let my own arm fall beside me.
There, good as new.
Eh. You didn't do that, or thanks? That still sounds kind of resistant. I'm just gonna thank her, because why not? She actually tried that. She's helping me. Why would I not thank her? I'm not gonna be ungrateful. I move my arm back and forth experimentally. The gauze holds pretty well. Thanks. She smiles warmly.
No problem.
I get to my feet and return to camp. After we've all had a chance to eat and relax, we get ready for bed. For once, as soon as I lay my head down, exhaustion overtakes me and I fall right to sleep. Wake up the next morning and continue our travels. After my last burst of magic, I've tried to replicate that feeling of casting. Although I'm finally seeing improvement, I still can't cast as well as I hope. The result of my casting is just a weak tinge of magic, but at least it's something. Yeah, exactly, it's something. Liana's spirits have been lifted too, and she continues my training with renewed enthusiasm. A couple days pass while the trees become denser as we reach the woods. Ah, come, visit the woods. Oh, God, stretch. We must be on the right track. At first, the walk is easy as the trees line a well-worn path, but the deeper into the forest we traverse, the more careful we become of our steps as the wild undergrowth tangles our legs. The pongo wobbles unsteadily over roots and debris on the ground, then hops onto my shoulder.
Boy.
Yeah, you're probably safer up here. Oh, Jesus. Hey, guys, it's got ominous all of a sudden. The canopy overhead thickens, blacking out much of the sunlight. Liana glances uneasily around her. I love the ambiance, though. Creepy as it is, I adore it. Noticing Liana, Zack glances around too and becomes grave.
I think we stumbled into the Forest of Grieving.
Liana balks.
Grieving?
The pongo looks concerned.
Boy.
Zack nods. Kara looks curiously at Zack, then watches Liana's gaze suspiciously around her. She seems to put two and two together and grins mischievously.
Isn't that the one with all the trapped souls?
Oh, you guys are mean. Liana's eyes widen and her voice trembles.
Trapped souls?
He's teasing spook hurt go along. Is every forest haunted? I'm torn. I kind of like this because it almost feels. Am I that dumb to just be dragged along? Dumb, dense, not dumb, or just I don't know. You know what? Fine. Liana's so cute when she gets flustered. Oh yeah, I think about that back at the end. Isn't this the forest where every one of those souls try to take their own life and then I freeze. My eyes grow wide and I let my jaw drop. Then I point behind Liana with a shaky finger. Liana, don't move! Liana rushes over and latches onto me.
Don't let it get me!
You are way deadlier than I am. Why did you run to me? I mean, at least run to like Amelia or Kara or Zack. Either three of them are deadlier than I am too. I had my grin as I lay a hand to comfort her. Uh-oh. Amelia puts her hands on her hips.
Evidently, Zack, you were misinformed, as there is no such place as the Forest of Grieving.
Okay, she's not actually angry. She's just gonna be like, she's calling it the bullshit, okay.
No, there definitely is a Forest of Grieving. Right, Kara?
Absolutely.
If that is true, it is certainly not here.
Liana pouts, her face bright red.
You guys are the worst!
We are, yeah. She rushes closer to Amelia and pointedly ignores Zack and Kara, who pretend to hide their amusement. Liana frowns at me too. I'm sorry! The pongo shoots the two of them dirty looks.
Boy.
Uh-oh.
That's right, Pongo.
Yeah. She scoops him into her arms and hugs him to her chest. The pongo doesn't protest. We continue to walk in silence. As we venture further within the forest, the air feels thick and heavy. The canopy thins out, but the trees themselves are knotted in thick bark, making them seem very old. Ooh. They brighten with an ethereal blue-green luminescence. Does anyone else feel that? Oh, great. The pongo is high. The pongo squirms on his grasp and hops out before exploring the forest.
This place is loaded with magical energy.
Yeah, high. That why it's glowing?
The natural formation of crystals is what gives it its coloration.
Huh. I take my time admiring the natural beauty of the place. It's like a scene from a fairy tale. Peeking out from behind a tree is a small pink pongo. Uh-oh. My pongo hops. I don't know why I said uh-oh. I should have just said oh. My pongo hops over to her, and when she realizes she's been spotted, she hops out into the view and tilts her head curiously.
Boy? Boy.
The pink pongo looks over Liana and gives her a wide grin. Liana gasps as it hops closer to her.
How cute!
Yeah. She reaches out toward the pink pongo, who hops into her arms.
Aw, she likes me.
Liana squeals excitedly and hugs her close. Another pongo peeks out from behind a bush and hops over to Liana. Her grin grows even wider. She opens her arms and the pongo hops in, much to Liana's delight.
Another pongo. Boy.
More pongo.
Boy.
Another pongo.
Boy.
Oh god.
What?
Even more pongos pop up from behind the trees and bushes and begin to surround Liana, who watches them with joy.
So many pongos.
Squishies! She reaches out to all of them and they each openly receive her affection.
Boy.
Oh my god, it's like Slime Rancher. The chorus of poise and crees has even more emerged, and soon even Liana's overwhelmed by the sheer number of pongos. It's so cute. Zack stands as close to the edge of the trees as possible and as far away from the pongos as possible. His hands hover protectively over his discharge as he eyes the pongos suspiciously. Amelia moves from pongo to pongo, seemingly studying the variations. Look at them! Look at them! I want to... Let's go. Never mind. Kara joins in and plays with the pongos closest to her. As even more pongos filter out into the clearing, Lana's eyes full of tears.
Too many pongos.
Oh. Oh no. Liana, are you okay? Her smile is still as wide as ever as she kneels on the ground, holding as many pongos as she can in her arms. But the tears continue to flow. She speaks between sobs.
I can't hug them all.
God, isn't that just such a... such a fucking mood, right? He's like, you see a bunch of cute animals and it's just, I can't hug them all. Oh, I want to, but I can't. Kara comes over and puts a comforting arm around her.
It's okay. Just hug as many as you can.
Yeah. Liana sniffles and nods. My pongo looks up at me with a wondering gaze. I mean, I kind of want to join in, but like, I don't want to risk, like, I mean, would he understand? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Would he mind? I don't want to make him. I don't know what to do. This is. Oh, I want to join in. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, is this? Look at all these new friends! I scoop up the nearest pongo and it poise happily. My pongo pouts. Oh, I'm sorry.
Boy.
Come on, don't be jealous. He huffs, he looks away. From among the pongos emerges a pongo larger than the others. He has a twist of... Oh god, listen to the sound of that unit. He has a twist of leaves he wears around his head as he passes all the other pongos and seems to settle down, and all the other pongos seem to settle down in reverence. He pauses in front of Liana.
Boy.
The Pongo King! Liana blinks.
Boy.
That was a long string of poise. Becoming poise! Must resist puns as much as I want to. She seems to be the expert on Pongo stuff. I certainly have no idea what's going on. My Pongo steps up to the larger Pongo and speaks in a series of poise.
Boy.
The larger Pongo seems surprised and nods.
Boy.
He turns around and hops deeper into the forest. My Pongo faces us.
Boy, boy.
He tilts his head to indicate the forest and follows the larger Pongo. Should we follow them? I'm getting the feeling we should follow them. Zack shrugs, but Liana nods.
Yeah, I think we should. At the very least, we can't leave him.
That's true, yeah.
What if he's leading us to danger?
It would seem that the other Pongos respect the larger Pongo. He may be the equivalent of a king or other authority figure. If he wished us harm, we would already know.
Considering how many there are, and that we were right in the middle of all of them, yeah.
Besides, the most harm a Pongo can do is cuddle us.
Or, I guess, maybe bounce into you quite aggressively, but, we better get a move off before we lose them. We follow the Pongos further into the forest. Some of their Pongos tag along, popping out of the trees. I feel bad. I should have picked up my own Pongo. I didn't. I didn't know what to do. I think I made a wrong choice, though. Some of the Pongos tag along, popping in out of the trees. I've never seen so many Pongos on place before. What are they all doing out here? Eventually, we all stop in front of a crumbling stone structure. Ooh, forest temple! Oh, sorry.
Boy?
The Pongo leader nods.
Boy, boy, boy.
Boy! Boy, 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 boy.
This is beautiful, though, by the way. I especially like the arch of stone with, greenery going over the waterway, leading up into the ruin. This is gorgeous.
Boy. Boy, boy.
It would seem the Pongos have escorted us to the temple we seek.
Cool. How do they know? They understand us? I think they can, and I think our Pongo told the Pongo king that we were looking for the temple.
More than likely, our Pongo friend inquired as to the reason for the migration of so many Pongos in one area.
Or that.
He must have been curious about their source of energy, which just happens to be the Earth Temple.
And there my eyes at Amelia. This seems very coincidental. You speak Pongo?
No, but that rationale should be common sense.
Zack snorts and tries to cover it up. I look back at the temple. It clearly hasn't been touched in a long time, and half of it's falling apart. Is it safe to go in there? Kara seems excited.
Only one way to find out.
I knew you were going to say that. She marches toward the temple.
But what about the Pongos? Won't they be upset?
Especially considering we intend to absorb the energy.
The temples were built over areas of naturally high concentrations of energy, so the temples continuously amass energy at an accelerated rate.
So does that mean it'll recharge swiftly and they won't notice a difference? Or if they do notice a difference, it won't be a whole lot and it will kind of restore itself more or less soon.
Therefore, the amount which we will absorb will be replenished fast enough to not adversely affect the Pongo's ecosystem.
Okay, good. Why don't people live near these pockets of continuous energy?
The only energy we are able to manipulate is extracted from crystals. This form of energy, which resides in the air, cannot be manipulated or absorbed by humans.
Huh. She pauses.
Humans of Terra, that is. In contrast, Pongos are able to absorb all forms of energy, including airborne.
One big rave party going on here. I see. Either way, it sounds like the Pongos will be okay. Leona nods as we follow Kara. The Pongos make no move to stop us, but continue to watch us curiously.
Come on.
We approach the temple's entrance. Ooh, cool. Again, water. The temple structure, at least what remains of it, reminds me of the one from the fire temple. It's built with an open front, and I can see where the altars may have stood in the past. Now it's just weathered stone. The columns are still holding up, but I watch them precariously, untrusting of their stability. Vibrant green moss camouflages the gray stones. I have to admit, the view is quite impressive. Kara takes the lead and steps carefully on the stones, obviously testing for traps. The rest of us hang back and let her explore that distraction. Liana holds onto the Pongo, who seems eager to explore with Kara. After circling the temple, she returns to us perplexed.
Based on the design of the fire temple, I figured the earth temple would have more traps.
Maybe the traps are different, if there are any at all.
Or even just one trap, but I found 0.
Then we should definitely stay on our guard.
Yeah.
Are you doubting my abilities?
Zach? Like, look, I agree with we should stay on guard, but not because of this. It's like I said, it could mean that there's a different kind of trap, or we haven't gotten far enough to encounter one yet. So, but it might be best just to stay on guard, as a general rule.
No, I just meant...
Kara giggles.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Zach grumbles and crosses his arms. Amelia steps up to the temple and starts to have a careful look around. The rest of us slowly filter in too. The Pongo humps out of Liana's arms and bounces excitedly into the temple. Amy fidgets with her manipulator, much to the curiosity of Liana.
What are you checking?
I am searching for any anomalies in these magical readings. The barrier from the last temple resonated a unique signature. If such a thing were to exist here as well, it is highly likely to lead us to the Earth Elemental.
Kara shakes her head in wonder.
I still can't believe the elementals are real.
I wouldn't jump so fast to that conclusion.
Are you doubting me, bitch?
Seriously? Did you forget about our journey to the Fire Temple?
I didn't. But I don't remember me or the rest of you seeing the fire elemental.
I saw.
Except him.
Hi, you're all looking at me now. I don't like that. That gives me a pointed look.
He wouldn't have a reason to lie about it.
I mean, I don't have a reason to lie about it, yes, but Zach could probably make one up.
Exposure to large quantities of magical energy can
Oh.
potentially cause hallucinations. There have been documented cases of such events transpiring.
Thanks, Amy. Man. She's how to absorb energy. Yeah. There wasn't hallucination. She was definitely real. Doesn't her transferring energy to me count as proof?
Your absorption of magic and the existence of elementals is not a casual relation.
I thought you'd be the one most likely to believe me.
I do give credence to your anecdote in which you believe to have seen the fire elemental. However, more evidence is required to turn that anecdote into a fact.
Fair enough. She continues to attentively monitor her manipulator.
There appears to be a strange pattern regarding energy distribution.
Uh-oh. A sudden rumble from above breaks our attention. The rocks shift precariously, then crack and come crashing down above me.
Look out!
Oh, God. Liana tackles us both out of the way just as the rock smashes down, leaving a heavy split in the stones on the ground. I land hard and my body erupts in aches.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Liana props herself up on top of me and peers down with a worried look.
Sorry. I channeled my wind energy into reaching you in time, and I didn't even think about softening the landing.
We're alive. That's the most important part. I stare at her. You just saved my life, and you're apologizing over something like that. Liana looks a little surprised, then lets out a smile. Are you okay?
Yeah, thankfully the brunt of my fall was broken by...
Me? Yeah, that's... Her voice trails off, and her cheeks redden when she realizes she's straddling me. She quickly picks herself up. Aw, I think she didn't mind us being like that. Shut the fuck up! I wince as I carefully push myself to my feet. Liana's attention's on the mountain of rocks sectioning us off from the rest of the team.
Hey, can you guys hear us?
Wait, are we actually, like, completely separated? Kara's voice is muted on this side of the rock wall. We're fine. What happened? If it's an open air, can't you just climb over it? Just scramble, you know? Do a little... No, whatever.
The structure collapsed from the instability of the ruins. I would advise caution moving forward.
Hi, boy?
The Pongo's voice is very small. Pongo!
Don't worry. He's safe here with us.
Okay, good.
Speaking of moving, how are we gonna get these stones moved?
Stand to the side. I'll move them with my magic.
Liana motions me to move back, and I comply. Her gauntlet flickers to life as she channels her wind energy. Blah, 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 blah. At first, the rocks refuse to budge, but Liana keeps trying. Sweat beads on her face as she concentrates, but even after a few more attempts, she's unable to move any of the rocks to break the wall.
I can't seem to move any of the stones.
The frustration is evident in her voice. It's weird that she can't move any of the stones at all. I hear some shuffling their end, and I assume it's Amy using her manipulator to scan.
Interesting. It appears these are no ordinary stones. They are shielded with magic.
Right, Earth Temple. And the... Okay, this may have been intentional. In which case, hey! Really crushed me, damn it. What does that mean?
The magic they are shielded with are dampening any other outside magical efforts.
Oh.
That's not good.
Yep.
However, in light of this new information, I am able to adjust the type of reading necessary to override the wall's magic block. By doing so, I am able to plot out the navigation of this temple as the ruins emit energy. Based on our current locale, our paths will converge in a short time if we move further in.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Let's get going then.
Leon and I look at each other and nod. We start heading in the direction Amy provided.